Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders. How are we? Trader Tom here from Simply Forex, and welcome to the live stream. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend because I haven't seen you since then. And we are going to do the following. Our plan of attack is this. We are going to look at a couple of trades that I am currently in. We're also going to look at potential trades setting up. We are going to take as many questions from you as humanly possible. And we're actually going to start by looking at the news because we've just had some Euro news come out. So before I say hello to everyone, sorry guys, I'm getting all these weird messages. So that's going to be the plan of attack, guys. We are going to do that. But before we do anything, we are going to look at the news because we have just had some CPI come out. So we've had a bit of Euro news, right? We've had this Euro news earlier on, which isn't particularly good. And now we've had some German CPI, which was as expected and a little bit better year on year. So let's just take a quick look at Euro to start with. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar. So we're seeing a little bit of strength. A little bit of strength in the Euro. Let's have a look at Euro pound, Euro New Zealand, Euro yen. Okay, a little bit of strength in the Euro, but nothing major. Two things we are going to, and just to look at the news actually, right? Because we've had the Australian interest rate decision earlier, and this has put some strength into the Aussie dollar. Now, the interest rate was as expected. So what was ever said in this statement was predominantly bullish for the Aussie dollar. And also, guys, when you're trading the Aussie dollar, you need to keep an eye out on Chinese news. Right? Because China is Australia's biggest trading partner. And if things are good in China, like manufacturing PMI, and all these figures, services PMI are better than expected, right? Then this is positive for the Australian economy as well, right? And this can see strength in the Aussie dollar. So I think a combination of that Chinese data and the interest rate and this rate statement, we've seen some strength in the Aussie dollar today. Having said all that, I haven't touched the Aussie dollar. There are a couple of Aussie dollar trades that I like, and we'll take a look at those. But let's start with the trades that I am in. All right, so let's start with Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. And before we do, guys, actually, we're not going to talk about football this week, right? Because Liverpool lost. I've still got my mug, win, lose or draw. I still have my mug, but we lost to Crystal Palace. That is hotter than the sun. It's one of those, ginger and lime, lemon tea bags that you don't have any milk. And I've literally just added boiling water, and that is hotter than the sun. But let's have a look at the trades that I'm in, guys, right? So Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, I am in. So why am I in this trade? Because, right, you can see we was in this downtrend, and this candle right here actually broke these highs in here, right? So we're getting higher highs at that point, okay? Now, I know prices come hurtling down again, but we never broke these lows, right? Bullish reaction, come down again, bullish reaction. So there's lots of buyers at this level, and you can see, our indicator support here in purple, but you can clearly see there's a support level through there anyway. We got a nice big bullish candle, and potentially I'm just trying to come back up to these highs here, right? I'm not pushing it. I just want to take price up to there. So daily uptrend, held on to these lows, lots of buying pressure, nice big bullish candle. This interested me as a trade, right? And then we drop down to the H4. And as you can see, again, this is similar to the daily, right? Because if we just follow structure, right, we are still in an uptrend. Yeah, we broke these highs, got higher highs, these lows, higher lows, and these lows held. Now, I know we have this level here, right? But ultimately, we are in a H4 uptrend. All right. And yeah, and I'm in this trade. We had this nice big bullish candle form literally before I woke. But then when I saw this trade, got a slight retrace, started entering here, stops down here. This is my target back up to these highs. All right. So Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, we are in this trade. What I'd like to see is a nice bullish H4 candle, obviously, right? So we shall see. And the next one, guys, is US dollar, Swiss franc. Now, I know I'm doubling up on Swiss franc. I am, right? I'm aware of this, but I like the setups, right? And again, if we just sort of follow this trade through to understand it, and again, guys, you know, not rocket science, right? We are in an uptrend. Tick, okay? We have broken a key resistance level, and that has now become a nice support level, right? We see that time and time again. You're probably bored of me saying about that setup. It's such a nice setup. Look, right? Support through here. Breaks, retests, come lower. Resistance, breaks, retests, hopefully goes higher, right? So all of those things, and you know, these are. It is a doji, right? But that's you know, the bottom wick is bigger than the top wick, right? There has been some rejection there, okay. And then if we drop down to the H4, when I entered, guys, right? This was yesterday, actually. I actually started entering in here from yesterday, put my stop well below this low, and I'm looking to take price back up to here. So again, you know, as long as this level doesn't break, we're okay. But I want to start seeing nice bullish H4 candles here. And we've been seeing a bit of US dollar strength, right, on the back of last week. So yeah, we just want to see that US dollar strength sustained. Please bear in mind, we do have all of this news later, right? Not during the live stream, but we've got Trump speaking later. We've got some big news as well. Okay, so, you know, I might be tightening stops or, you know, managing the trade, but ultimately I like US dollar, Swiss franc. So there you go, guys. That is me. Those are the trades that I am in. And as always, guys, right, you can get all of my trades in the free, in the VIP Discord. Yeah, so there's my US dollar Swiss franc buy trade. Here's my Canadian dollar Swiss franc buy trade. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is me. That's what I'm looking at today. Right, let's see who is in the house. Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo estás? We speak several languages at Simply Forex. We barely speak English properly. So Phil, how are you, Phil? PJ, how are you, mate? PJ, you were on your travels over the summer, is that right? How was it? Price action, get your questions over to Tom. Yeah, exactly. Don't be shy, guys. Get your questions over to me. And Heath afternoon. How are you, Heath? So yeah, please get your questions over to me, guys. Your questions are my fuel. Right, what we're going to look at now, also, as part of the free Discord, guys, right, I share my trade ideas for the day. So where is it? All the way down. Where are you? Where are ye? Here we are, right? So also, guys, I've got a nice new mouse. It's silent, right? You can't hear it clicking. Yeah, I'm clicking away furiously, but you cannot hear it. The wonders of technology. They will be creating electric cars next. You mark my words. Right. So what have we got here? So yeah, these are all the trades I'm looking at. So again, this is in the free Discord, guys. Right. Tuesday the 30th, I'm looking at all of these trades, and I am in currently 2 of them. These 2. And yes, I am doubled up on Swiss franc. So yeah, please get involved, guys. Come and check out the free Discord as well. Right, we've got a couple more people in as well. Dances with Wolves. Hello, Tom, the hottest trader in the world. Thank you very much. Do you mean as in, you know, Gal Gadot hot, or as in good trader hot? I'll take either. Pooh Poppy, hey there, how are you? Okay, yeah, and the price action. Yeah, guys, so those of you who don't know yet, we do have a price action pro indicator. And the guys there wanted me to share this trade, right? So price action pro indicator is bloody marvelous and keeps things simple, right? So generally we trade on the H4. In fact, I've got a little announcement what I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'll save it for tomorrow, right? But we're in a downtrend, right? The river tells you this. Look, it's red. We're in a downtrend, okay? Then we had this bearish candle form as well, right? We also have to have the H4 trend and a H4 bearish candle coincide with the daily trend, right? And the indicator tells you that as well. We got a nice bearish candle. They started selling here, stops up here, and they got their 1:1. So room 101 indicator, bad boys, respect. Right, we've got another question here as well. PJ, I had a great time. Thanks, Tom. Did a road trip around Europe. Switzerland was stunning but expensive. Yeah, I can imagine Switzerland was expensive. Yeah, I've never been to Switzerland. I've been to lots of Europe, but not Switzerland. But that sounds bloody lovely. Yeah, where did my friend go? I tell you a place I really want to go is Slovenia, right? My friend went recently and he done a little road trip through Italy and then on to Slovenia. And he said Slovenia was just off the charts beautiful. So I've not been to Slovenia. That's going to be next on the list, I feel. I'm due a holiday. I haven't had one for at least a month. Right, okay. So, yeah, so just going back to this, guys. Oh, right, I've closed it down. Okay. Don't worry. But yeah, the other trades I was looking at was Aussie dollar yen. So let's take a quick sneak at that. You know, and this is still potentially a trade. The only thing I don't like is that we've bounced off of this. That's basically the last daily high and resistance level, right? And we're now bouncing off of that level. So I'm a little bit reluctant to look for Aussie dollar yen buys anymore, right? Yeah, and we've had quite a, you know, crazy reaction here. So Aussie dollar yen not interested in so much anymore. I'm still interested in selling euro US dollar, but the euro has just been so strong, right? Last couple of days, there's been loads of strength in the euro. But again, guys, on the H4, you can see it's become an uptrend, right? We've broke this high, this candle broke it. So you can see my alarm in here now. If we get something like this and price pulls down and we break this level, then I'm very much interested in selling euro US dollar. Pound yen, it was interesting. It's just moved a very long way now, right? So we was looking at pound yen sells. And it would have been a nice trade earlier on, right? We started selling in here, but we didn't. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. And yeah, pound yen is all the way down here now. But you can see my alarm in here. If we slowly get a retrace back up into here, I think potentially this could be a nice level for selling. So yeah, they're all the trades I am keeping an eye on. And yeah, they're the two trades that I am in. What else are we looking at? Yeah, we're also looking at pound Canadian dollar. I'm interested in this because on the daily, there's become a bit of a level in here, right? There has, okay? So it sort of started here, but it really wasn't confirmed as a level. But now you can see it's, you know, price has touched this level enough to make it a level of interest. So, yeah, I'm interested in selling pound Canadian dollar. We've got this big bearish wick rejection here. And again, what I'm looking for, guys, is a breakdown in H4 structure. So again, on the H4, you can clearly see we're in an uptrend. But if we get something like this, we get a break of some lows, then I think we can come back down to potentially these lows in here. Yeah, so that's everything I am looking at, guys. But what do you want to look at? Please let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions you like on trading. Before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, guys, please don't forget to check out the things above my head. So first of all, please go check out the website, www.simply-forex.com. On there, you will get access to all of our premium trading education, including the course, the mentorship program, the VIP Academy, and our newly added Price Action Pro indicator. So go check it out. There will be something in there for you. Also, guys, please come join our free Discord. As I explained earlier, I put all of my trade ideas in there. It's a free trading community. You can talk to like-minded traders. It's a wonderful place to be. So come join that. And then finally, guys, if you look above my head, Pepperstone are proudly sponsoring Simply Forex. And right now, this promotion is wonderful, right? If you swap brokers and sign up with Pepperstone today, you will get a free VIP access and we'll give you a free Essential Trading View subscription if you use the link. So the link for all of these things, guys, are in the video description. So go check them all out. I'm going to have a drink of my, let me just check where it is, ginger and lemon, natural herb. Right, it's cooled down a bit now. It's less like the sun. Right, okay, Heath has got a question here. Dear Tom, could you please give me your expert analysis on the FTSE 100, please? Yes, certainly, Heath. Let's do that. My motherland indice. Let's have a look at the UK 100. What the hell is going on there? Oh, if you see all these little things, guys, I'm just working on a London Open strategy. See all these little boxes here? Yeah, I'm just working on a London Open strategy, which I will share with the VIP. Right, let's do a top-down approach, right? So this is what you should do as a trader, right? You know, there's lots of ways to skin a cat, as they say. Don't skin cats. That's against the law. Or there's lots of ways to cook an egg, right? That's a more PC analogy, all right? So there's lots of ways to trade, but my thinking is, and please tell me if you disagree with me, right? I'd love to know if you do, right? You know, you have so much information and data at your fingertips. You have weekly information, you have daily information, you have H4 information. You know, if you like, you could even pop down and get H1 information. You even get monthly information, right? So all of those timeframes are going to give you more information and more data to make an informed decision. Me personally, occasionally I'll look at the monthly, but typically I'm not going any higher than the weekly, right? So we're going to start here. And I'm glad this is a pretty naked chart. That's how I like my charts and other things, right? So resistance. There's no two ways about it. There is a resistance level in there. On the weekly, I'm looking at this low, but that's going to be more of a daily level, right? There's something here, right? But on the weekly, that's not clear. But this is clear, this level through here. Now, I know we're miles away from this level, but that is a level. I love my silent mouse. It's like having an electric car. You can't hear it coming and it will kill you. So weekly, let's do this. Let's do a little price action tutorial. So the three things you need to look at with price action is structure I can't be bothered to spell it all out, but structure and trend, right? I'm writing with a mouse pen. That's why I'm writing like a 3-year-old. So structure and trend, what is that telling us? So we're going to do exactly this on every time frame. That I'm going to say is there. So that is telling us uptrend, right? Number 2, support and resistance. Okay. We're in an uptrend. We want to buy, but we are at a resistance level, right? So no trade there, right? But let's follow fruits. We're going to do the same for each time frame. Number 3 is candlesticks. Candlesticks, CS. I cannot spell, I can spell candlesticks, but I cannot write it out. The word's too long. And if you looked at the candlesticks, right, last week is very bullish. That would be a tick, right? And then number 4 is this concept of V for value. I'm going to spell value. I'm going to write value out because it's not that long, right? So these are the 4 pillars of price action, right? And then number 5, if you like, is multiple time frame analysis. And I just explained to you the benefits of that, right? But number 4, value, no, we don't have any value. There's no room to move into, and we're quite away from our smart river, which suggests overbought, right? So using these 4 pieces of criteria, structure and trend, we want to buy, okay. Support and resistance, we can't because we're at resistance. Candlesticks, we can because it's a bullish candlestick, but value, we can't. So we've only got 2 out of 4, right? So that is telling me to stay out. Okay. So, you know, obviously I do this very quickly, guys. I don't write this all out every morning. You know, I look at that immediately, see uptrend, resistance, and forget it. There's no trade, right? But let's go through and follow this price action idea. So no trade, stay out, right? But we're going to apply these 4 things again on the daily, okay? Just keep doing this, guys, on every time frame, please. I beg of you, don't scalp the 1-minute chart, or, you know, listen to people, you know, who do the moving average crossovers. You're not gonna understand the strategy. It's just not going to make sense to you, so you won't be able to trade it. Whereas this will make sense to you. I really feel quite strongly about this. All right, but let's carry on. Let's do the same again. So daily, we're going to apply the same things. So number 1, if you remember, was structure and trend, right? And we're here, right? So we're still in an uptrend, right? These lows never broke. We're actually getting higher lows, but we stopped making higher highs. So that is also a red flag, right? Could price be, you know, so 100% trend is slowing down, right? That's a fact because we're not getting higher highs. It's not strongly trending. Now, could this be enough for price to break structure? We shall see, right? But what it's telling us is we don't want to buy this uptrend, but we're still in an uptrend, but we've stopped making higher highs, right? Sometimes, you know, you'll start seeing this. You'll start seeing what is called ascending triangles, right? And then you want to break one way or the other. Okay, but basically structure and trend, not interested, right? Because we want to buy, but again, support and resistance, we're at a resistance level. And again, this is a fact, right? It's a fact. It's not me making it up. Price has told you that is resistance once. Price has told you that is resistance twice. This candle is telling you that is resistance 3 times, right? So support and resistance, no, right? So number 1, Structure and trend, we want to buy. Number 2, support and resistance, we can't. Number 3, we still want to buy because we want to be with trend. That candle is a big no, right? That is not a buying candle. And value at this point doesn't even matter, but there's no value anyway. We're at resistance. So there's just no trade here for me, okay? Now, people will say, Tom, could we trade off of this resistance level, right? And we trade lower. You know, yes is the answer, right? You can, but you're going against daily trend. So, you know, that you're just reducing the probability of your trade. It's as simple as that, right? I'm not saying this trade won't work out. It might, but, you know, if you started selling this, but you are reducing the probability of your trade. You would be going against daily and weekly trend. And it just doesn't give you as much confidence, right? If you're trading against daily trend or trading against weekly trend, you know, that's going to be in your mind, and you're going to find it very difficult to let trades run, right? In fact, if you're trading against trend, don't let trades run, right? But yeah, there we go, guys, right? So I wouldn't be looking to trade this. And even if we did get a big bearish candle here, I would want to see a breakdown on the H4, right? And I'm just not seeing that at the moment, right? If you look at the FTSE 100, you know, we're basically here, right? We're getting higher lows, higher highs. You know, for me to start going against trend, I would at least need to see a breakdown of this level, right? And then we've got this room to move into. So yeah, FTSE's at a real important point, right? What are the, and that goes for all of the indices, right? If you look at the NASDAQ, we go to the daily, right? We've bounced off these highs. This is a really important time for indices, right? We know it's been tearing on the back of quite a, you know, turbulent backdrop, but the indices still keep ticking up. We've had tariffs, we've had wars, we've had, you know, Gaza, we've had Trump. There's been so many things, but the indices keep plodding along. So it'll be interesting to see what price does at these highs. And, you know, that's the NASDAQ. This is the S&P. Okay, that's not quite back at its highs, right? Let's have a look at Dow Jones. Yeah, this is back at its highs, right? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the indices do at this point. And the FTSE, you know, they're all highly correlated, obviously. You know, the FTSE is highly correlated with the DAX, the Nikkei, the S&P, right? So, yeah, interesting times. Thank you for your question, Heath. Right, what else are we looking at? Niraj, hi, how are you, Niraj? So Heath, you are very welcome. What we're going to do now, guys, just to carry on this tutorial theme, is somebody give me a very random currency pair or anything. It can be a commodity, currency pair. Just anyone give me one. It can be anything. You know, a crazy metal, copper, platinum, whatever you like. So the first one to give me one, sounded wrong. The first one to give me a code to put in, we're going to analyze it. Cattle. Trust you, Brett, to give me. Okay, let's look at that. I wouldn't know the code for cattle. I guess you just type in cattle. Live cattle cash. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do cattle. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched cattle. Again, that sounded slightly wrong as well. But yeah, no cattle will be harmed in the making of this live stream. So we are going to randomly look at cattle, and you guys, okay, focusing on those 4 price action things. Christ, I feel like a school teacher all of a sudden, but it's good, right? This is good practice. So focusing on those 4 things, let's recap. Number 1, structure and trend. Number 2, support and resistance. Number 3, candlesticks. And number 4, value, right? We're going to do a top-down approach, but you are going to do the work. I'm going to sit here, put my feet up and drink a pina colada because it's very masculine. So, cattle, right? I'm not going to put in any levels or anything, but everyone get involved. Based on those 4 things, you tell me what you want to do with cattle. The chart. Yeah, tell me what you want to do with this cattle chart on the weekly. Do you want to buy it? Do you want to sell it? Or do you want to stay out? So everyone, please leave your comments in the live chat. I'm going to drink. Nero, how are you, Nero? Nero, you always have good questions. Where are your questions today? So Nero is going to buy cattle or eat cattle. I like it. That's our full. Do you want to buy, sell, stay out, or eat? Andre or Andre. I'm pronouncing it terribly. I apologize. Okay, so Andre wants to wait to touch the river and then buy. Okay, I like your thinking. Brett is going to stay out. PJ is staying out. Anyone else? Any more for any more? Too late will be the cry if you don't answer. That is out of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And that was a line from Jason Statham, who actually got noticed on a London market stall. And Guy Ritchie noticed him and said, "Do you want to be in a film?" And obviously he said, "Yes, of course I bloody do." And the rest is history. Right, Heath would stay out and Niraj would buy. Okay, right, so let's do it together. Let's break it down in terms of those 4 things. So number 1 is structure and trend, right? What is structure and trend? We are in an uptrend, right? We are. So we want to buy. But now the next points qualify if we can buy. Support and resistance, you know, we're not buying into any support, so we're okay there. We're not trading from any support level, however, right? So we're in a bit of no man's land with support and resistance, really. There isn't any. There's some resistance up here. I would say the next piece of support is in here, or the river, or dynamic support. So support and resistance is a little bit in no man's land, but it's not telling us to buy or sell. So I'm just going to put a meh. All right, number 3, do you want to buy that candlestick? No, right? Simple as that. Is there value? Yes, right? If we wanted to trade back up to these highs, there's lots of room to move into, and we're not millions of miles away from the smart river, right? So there is value in this trade. So we want to buy. This is nothing. This is a no, and this is a yes. So really, we've got 2 out of 4. This one and this one. So no trade. Simple as that, right? Don't overcomplicate it. No trade. Let's have a look at the day chart now. We're going to do exactly the same, guys. Let's have a look at the day chart. Now, let's have a look at this. Again, same question. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? So everyone, guys, yeah, please leave your comment. I will carry on drinking. Okay, Nero, we'll have a look at that in a minute if you've been on a tilt. Nero, yeah, we'll look at that, mate, in a minute. In fact, I'm going to do a psychology vid for the VIP Discord because September has been a tough month for me and we've had a losing month. It's only my second losing month this year, right? But a losing month nonetheless. So yeah, I'm actually going to do a psychology vid on that. Right, but let's carry on this analysis. So Poo Poppy would buy. Price action 101 would Brett would stay out. Okay, Andre would stay out. Trend may already reversed. Okay. Heath would buy based on the daily, and exactly that. We're only looking at the daily. You're only making a decision based on that. And PJ would buy, right? Now, just looking at this, right, immediately, I would agree with the buyers. Yeah. Why? Because let's go through them. Right. Number one, structure and trend. We are clearly in an uptrend, right? Clearly. Higher highs, these lows haven't broke, right? So we want to buy, okay? Sorry, let's put that back in. Number one, we want to buy, right? Support and resistance, you can clearly see, yeah, let's include that, right? You can clearly see there's support down here, right? So number two, support and resistance. If we want to buy this market and we're at support, happy days. That is a big tick, right? Number three, the candlestick. Okay, so let's just have a look at the, yesterday's candlestick. That is bullish, right? I like it when we sweep the lows of this candle and then it closes back in and it's green. That is a bullish candle. And then number four, do we have value? Yes, we have a shitload. That is a technical term, right? We've got potentially all the way back up to here. So that is a tick. So on the daily, this is a resounding 4 out of 4 buy trade, right? Totally. Now, the thing you need to do is like I say, you need to look at multiple time frames, yeah, and that's why I look at daily and weekly. Now, this daily is very nice, but you still have that weekly problem, yeah. If we go to the weekly now, do you want to buy into this candle, right? And the answer is no, not really. Yeah, so that means it's a stay out. No matter how much I want to buy that daily, that weekly candle is very bearish, right? So perhaps in a week's time, right, you get a candle that looks like that, right? Then totally different ball game. I think Andre spoke about it retracing to the river. Yeah, that would be a lovely buy trade, right? But anyway, let's just play devil's advocate. I don't think that's the right word for this situation. But let's just play it along as if, let's imagine we didn't look at the weekly, right? We must do. It gives you data. And let's say we wanted to buy the daily. And one thing you should think about here, even though I don't want to buy that weekly, right? There is a strong chance you can see a level through here. So this is our price action 101 indicator. It prints support and resistance levels, and they are good because it is, right? There is a level through there, right? You can see it hit once, twice, even there, right? So even though I don't like that big bearish weekly candle, I still think there's a strong chance we could take price to there, at least there, right? And then we exit. And then if it does want to come down, so be it. So based on that, let's have a look at the H4. And this is the problem you're going to have, right? Cattle has lots of gaps. They're also a big problem with greenhouse gases because they fart a lot. So yeah, so Nero, eating them is probably not a bad idea. Sorry if we've got any vegetarians in, but you know, I like a burger. Right, I like a steak. So this is the problem you're going to have, because if you said to yourself, right, I'm going to buy this, but I'm only going to buy it up to here because of that weekly candle, right? I would say, okay, that's a fair assessment. But what you need is a H4 structure break. So let's imagine this just happens, this level here. It's not really confirmed yet at all. Let's just say this happens, right? And that becomes a level. The problem is, if we wait for that H4 structure break, time you get the break, you're at your level already. There's no value in there, right? But perhaps we get this kind of thing. Maybe it comes down, it takes out a few stops down here, right? And then we get a push back up, and then we get this kind of thing happen, right? And it breaks this H4 level. Then we've got a trade, right? We can potentially take it back up to here. All right. So, yeah, you know, a good little, you know, this has turned into a good little price action tutorial, you know, and, you know, if you need help with price action, right, you know, our price action indicator, it really is a good tool to help you learn. Now, I know you have to pay for it, right? And, you know, we're selling a product, but it's genuinely a good tool to help you learn price action, and it actually gives you a strategy to trade from. And like I say, I'm going to make an announcement tomorrow about what I'm going to do. That is my landline that hasn't gone off since 1992. I'm just not going to answer it. Okay, that's very bizarre. It's the bat phone. And then normally I put my mask on and then fly into action. Yeah, seriously, I cannot remember the last time that's gone off. It's been years. Anyway, so yeah, there you go, guys. That is price action, and that is cattle. Yeah. So, you know, practice that, guys. Yeah. Okay. So we've got another quick question here. Hey, Tom, I am a ML engineer. Is that mechanical? My brother is an electrical engineer, I'll have you know. He's building the new Google building in London. Check him out. I am a mechanical engineer building trading models. I was just wondering, what is the basis of that river tool? Cephas, we would have to kill you if we told you that. But yeah, it's all, but you know, jokes aside, it's all based and built around price action, right? Me and the boffins at Simply Forex, we've basically taken how I trade in terms of those 4 pillars of price action, and we've developed it so that we can put it into an indicator. And like I say, it helps people trade. And there's actually strategies within that indicator. But yeah, it's all based on price action. So there you go, guys. I know we've got some more questions, guys. Yeah, landline Tom might just be in MI8. I am in MI9, Nero. That's how elite, you know, they call me 009. Oh dear. Right, on that note, guys, and Nero, it's a good question. So Nero, perhaps join us tomorrow and we can look at that a bit tomorrow. I am going to do a psychology vid on that as well in the VIP. So guys, yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Please go check out the website. Please come join our free trading community Why wouldn't you? And please check out the promo with Pepperstone. We want to give you things. Check it all out, guys. All the links are in the are in the description. And I'll see you same time again tomorrow. Adios. Ciao.